All right, guys. I know it's been a while, but we are back today doing an early game review of Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, which just recently went into paid early access sometime before or around 2025, if I'm correct. Honestly, I've been feeling myself getting burned out or let down with the MMOs I played recently, and after watching some gameplay, some Twitch streams of other players going through this game, I decided to give it a try for myself. All right, so I wanted to do this part real quick before I even continue. For anyone wondering if this game is dead or, people saying like, oh, it's a dead game, like, no. These servers are all full to the brim. All right, so we are gonna look at all the classes real quick. I kind of just want to go through this with you guys. So just for the races right now, they only have humans. They have the elf, the halfling, ogre, dwarf, and the dark mirror. They're going to be adding more in the future from what I understand. Depending on which race you pick is where you start at in the game. And then, of course, you have your warrior, monk, cleric, rogue, wizard, enchanter, shaman, ranger, paladin, dire lord, summoner, necromancer. I'm not going to go into the classes right now. If you want to learn more about that, there's other channels for that. But humans, I know humans can pretty much be anything. The races are only able to play certain classes, so you can't be like a halfling cleric. I don't think you can be. Yeah, you can't. So it's not gender locked though. You can't swap. So when you load into the game after making your character, depending on your race, you'll start in a different region or area of the world, but you can still link up with your friends regardless of where they spawn. First place I spawned in was this beautiful forest with mushrooms everywhere. I cannot figure out for the life of me how to get down, which led to me jumping to my death several times until a player showed me how to get down properly. Yo! This leads me to the community aspect of this game. Honestly, I had read a few reviews from people that refunded the game on Steam because they could not find a party, and they said that everyone had their own pre-made parties. And honestly, this is so far from the truth. While there are a lot of people playing this game with friends, of course, I had no problem using the group finder or just walking around until I made some friends along the way, and we decided to team up together and grind levels and help each other out and learn more about the game. The community, honestly, is really helpful and kind of reminds me of like that old school RuneScape feeling. Those days from my teenage years where some random high level player would just drop you a few billion and some good gear and then wish you luck and then just disappear, right? The people here are really friendly, super helpful, and you can tell the difference between playing an MMO that has a mature audience and one that has a way more sweaty and younger crowd of people, which at the same time can kind of make the world and experience feel a little toxic to be a part of, especially if there's some crazy PvP. A few things I really love about this game is the potential for exploration, even though the world is not completely fleshed out yet. What I mean is that even though you do not get a map, but just a compass at the top of your screen, you don't feel like you're on a straight path from A to B, where the game is pretty much guiding you and telling you where to go, but you're pretty much free to decide where you want to go to level up, to see new things, or how you want to complete your quest. Another thing I really appreciate is the beautiful soundtrack. The music in this game really brings me back to those nights where I would be playing some Skyrim and just sit with my character, appreciating the scenery and the music in the background as well. This combined with the world building has so much potential for the future for some immersion. One thing that's cool too that I want to throw in is that when you see an enemy, you can press C and it will tell you if you should try to fight this enemy or not, so you can spare yourself the defeat and losing all your stuff and having to run back and get your body. One feature that this game has that a lot of other MMOs fail to implement are actual professions that mean something and matter and give players the ability to participate in the economy. When you start, you'll be given a quest that allows you to pick your 2 professions, and you can build into these to craft gear for yourself, or to sell or to give to others, or you can make spells and food for added benefits, HP, I think mana, stuff like that, stamina. It's a really cool system that puts a lot of power into the hands of the players instead of needing to buy weapons on like an auction house or something. Also, side note, you can also farm some mobs for gear too if you take the time to do so, which is pretty cool. And when it comes to the class system, I played every class almost up to level 4 or 5. And so far, my top 2 favorites are Shaman, if I feel like playing support, and Dire Lord, if I feel like playing tank. I'm not going to get too much into the classes, but this game actually respects the class system compared to, let's say, like Throne and Liberty, for example, where if you were a healer, it was kind of hard to 100% build into just being a healer because you have everyone else that could also heal for themselves as well. Same with tanks. You could have like 5 tanks because someone wants to run sword and shield. So with this game, if you decide to DPS, then you're going to be a DPS, and that's literally it. And if you want to be a healer, then you'll get heals. Maybe a few damage spells and some shields and party buffs and stuff like that. Another thing too is the dev team, I think, has been super transparent, and the community itself as a whole is what has kept me in this game, honestly. People need to understand that this is pretty much early access. Like, this is early access, so things do still have placeholders and they will be updated as time goes along. But the actual bones of this game, they are so good that even in this stage, it's clear to me that it will definitely outshine or at least be one of the top 10 future MMOs for people that really appreciate a game that allows you to create a character, hop in a big world, role play it however you want, explore a vast world that has many hidden secrets to uncover, and you'll probably make some good friends along the way. Honestly, I do give this game about an 8 out of 10 so far. For me, with room to grow. I definitely do not see myself putting this down anytime soon. Is it worth it for the $39 on Steam right now? Personally, yes, I think so. I've spent more on games that I hate and that I don't even play now. And at least with this, I do get to support a game that is driven by passionate creators and a really fun community. And for anybody else out there, have you played Pantheon Rise of the Fallen yet? If so, I would love to hear, your thoughts on the game and your experience as well. And if I'm just gonna, I guess go over a few things that I would love to see implemented, which I know that they are going to be coming, is they're definitely going to be adding the actual cosmetics, I guess, for the armor, because like I said, it's just placeholders right now. And they're going to release more options for customization, things like that. Honestly, I don't really have any complaints. I've gotten used to how the world is in this game. It's not hard to find your body. Once you've ran around this world long enough, you kind of have a lot of this stuff memorized, and it feels cool to play a game that does not hold your hand. And it's like, hey, go to this point and kill this, go to this point and kill that. No, you can run around and do whatever you want. And I think it's going to be really cool seeing how the game develops in the future. Some of these enemies can be punishing, but it forces you to actually learn and be a part of the class that you're picking. So, but yeah, I don't have anything else, honestly. I've been having a blast, and this is just the early game. I might do another review in the future once I get past level 20 and cover that experience. But yeah, I appreciate everybody that stopped by to watch. Drop a comment, drop a sub, show the devs some love if you end up getting this game, because they're super cool, man. But much love, guys. Peace.